Hi, it's Darnell at Waylow Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up a salmon fillet in the Ninja Foodi Smart XL pressure cooker and steam fryer. Going to be using that steam and crisp to see how it does on a salmon fillet, and let's get cooking right now. So I'm going to start this recipe with the salmon and then get into the seasonings and all that stuff. But this is a 1 1/3 pound salmon fillet, and it does have the skin on the back side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it so that it's 4 pieces. They'll be, maybe 6 ounces or so each. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice those. And the reason why I'm slicing it into these 6 pieces is so that it'll be able to easily fit into the cooker. So now I've got my 4 pieces there. And you see inside the cooker I have that deluxe rack on the high setting because everything needs to set up high. Now they recommend using a tablespoon of oil. I have a tablespoon of extra light olive oil here that has a higher smoke point than some others, but all the same this is still going to be a pretty high temp cook. I've got 2 tablespoons of water that I'm also pouring in. That's basically what they recommend, but I'm going to add to that 2 tablespoons of some lemon juice that I've got here. So I'm putting in that ounce of lemon juice. Now I'm going to season up this salmon fillet with some Old-Bay seasoning and some freshly cracked black pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and season up this side of these salmon fillets now. Now that I have them seasoned up, I'm going to get each of them into the cooker on that rack. Now that I've got the salmon fillets all in, I'm going to take this meat probe, temperature probe, and stick it into a thick part of the meat here, like so, to try and read temperature as we cook. Now they say that you should cook it at like 450 for 7 to 10 minutes, but I figure with the meat probe we may be able to measure that a little more accurately. Now I'm going to get the cooker turned on, and I'm going to slide the slider over to the steam and crisp setting and going to up the temp to 450 degrees, which is kind of high, but they recommend this, and so I'm going to see if this works out okay. And for the meat probe, I'm going to hit the preset here and going to get to my fish option there. So I've got it set steam and crisp fish, and that's all I should need to do. Hit start there, and things are going to do their preheat and cook, and we'll see how long this cook takes to complete. Alright, the cook has ended. The total time including preheat was 12 minutes. The time after it finished the preheat and started cooking was only 5 minutes or so. It's only about 5 minutes. So, pretty good. I did notice during the cook that I had it set to rare. So while the cook was running, I just pressed the up arrow over here to up the doneness setting to well done, and it just automatically, took that change and went ahead and cooked things till a 130. And it does 130 because it's giving things time for carryover. So I could get on out of there now and just let them set out for 5 minutes to carry over. I'm going to just take a peek inside here. Things look pretty good to me. So I'm just going to try and get the pieces out. Alright, here's one. See if I can give you a look at that. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to put that here. And we got one more piece here. You see that looks pretty nice too. Pretty nicely done fish in a very short amount of time. Here's piece number 3, and the back of it actually steamed off of it. When I was trying to take it out, the back came right off. It steamed it so good. And this is our 4th and final piece. So I'm just going to let those rest for a moment. So I've given the fish a little time to rest. I'm going to just take this one here, set it right there on this plate here. And now I'm going to just cut through the center and just see how it looks inside. So it just kind of, comes apart right down the middle there, but it looks like it's well cooked. And just going to get a piece off here for the taste test. So thank God for some salmon, and let's do a taste. Alright, the salmon tastes good. It wasn't like dried out, it wasn't like super moist. I guess it wasn't as moist as you would expect in a steam, but it had moist, it wasn't dried out. At the same time, it wasn't like super moist. So it's like it's done right, and it didn't dry it out. So it came out pretty good, and I guess with the steaming crisp, you've kind of got your steaming at the same time it's crisping. So it's not going to be as soggy as a steaming, but at the same time it's got moisture in there. So it turned out pretty good. And I like the results because you get a little, little crusty, just a little bit of crisp on it. And at the same time it steams it up. So steaming crisp is cool with me. And so in the video description, you'll find like ways to help this channel. I'll put a link to my Spin It recipe in the video description as well. Also, you can always check out my blog anytime. It's superwaveovenrecipes.com. And also, if you did like this video, there are ways to help the channel in the video description. And you can also give this video a thumbs up. You can share the video with a friend. You can leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.